I'm about ready to go on a run here. We're gonna do a little run with this video, and I've got my Trailstar Maximus. This has kind of been my main running sandal for the last, number of months. These have, after this run today, I'll have about 640 miles on these. So these are well worn in. I love them, especially for like refined surfaces like asphalt, concrete. I like something that's a lot thinner and it's really well conformed to my foot. If I was gonna run, say, on a really rocky trail, I'd probably go up to something like a Mountain Goat or an Ibex or something like that. But for now, especially as these sandals get thinner because they're getting so old and they're losing some of the thickness of the sole, they're just better and better on the asphalt, concrete, stuff like that. So anyways, put them on and we'll get going. All right, all set. All right, so today's run with us, we are gonna be running from our workshop here on the west side of Santa Cruz, and we're gonna head out like through the neighborhood to Highway 1, heading north out of Santa Cruz, and there's this really pretty bike running trail pathway that's about 2 miles long, and then it's going to take us up to Wilder Ranch. I run at Wilder Ranch a lot. Usually I go up into the mountains, but today we're going to check out this old farmhouse and probably run along the cliffs along the coast. So we'll get some cool coastal views, have some fun. All right, happy trails. So I got my GPS watch today. I don't usually run with a watch. I usually know most of the mileages around town for the different runs that I do. So I don't really like to be keeping track with the watch all the time. I start getting all caught up in how fast I'm running and my cadence and all that kind of stuff, and that's annoying. I'd rather just run and enjoy it. But this will be fun today because I haven't done this run before, so I'm going to find out how long it is to get out to the bike path from the shop and see how long it is to get out to Wilder Ranch. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to it. It's kind of partly cloudy. It has been raining so much here in Northern California, I think in Southern California too. People have just been stir crazy, and I know for myself, just excited to see the sun any chance I can get. It has been a hard winter. Anyway, so hopefully we'll get some blue skies along with the clouds. All right, we're getting closer to the trail. We're just kind of leaving the little, let's see, we're half a mile in. So basically like maybe 6/10 of a mile from the workshop out to the bike path. All right, Highway 1 right there. Here's the path. It's a really pretty time of year, and it's kind of amazing this point in the geography of Santa Cruz. So we're up on the northern point of the bay, and it just gets a lot more wild out here because you basically have the ocean, open Pacific Ocean. Like, it starts right here along the along the cliffs, and so you get a lot more wind, just harsher conditions, and it really changes within a few blocks. It's kind of interesting. Anyways, this is a great time of the year to be here because all the hills are green. They'll stay green maybe into May, and then it's going to be all golden brown. But this year we got so much rain that we might end up having green hills into June. We'll see. It's been a lot of rain. Yeah, there's these awesome yellow flowers. Oh, we got poppies here. Oh, look.
the state flower, the poppy. I used to go to my grandma's house and she had poppies, and that was like our favorite thing. You know, the poppy is almost like silky when you touch it, and we were little kids, we'd always like grab them and touch them. It felt like touching silk or something like that. Anyways, just absolutely gorgeous out here today. What a beautiful day to be here. So one of the things I've been doing lately is I've been doing my due diligence and reading up on the whole minimalist running topic, barefooting, all that kind of stuff. And one of the things I've been thinking about a lot lately is foot strike. You know, one of the things that I've often tried to communicate, and we tell people a lot, is the big padded heel, right? That most, just hit 1 mile, that most, you know, what I call modern conventional cross trainers or running shoes have. They have this big padded heel. And it's kind of an interesting thing to me in general that there is that big padded heel, because we don't actually land on the heel. It's not like a natural way to run. And I think even people that have a big padded heel, they land probably less on it than they even realize. But you'll notice like the front of a conventional shoe, it like tapers off, and it's actually not that thick towards the front. But that's where the landing actually needs to happen. Anyways, just been looking at some, you know, reading some of these books and reading some of the studies and all that. But basically what happens, the more padding you put on a shoe and the bigger the heel, the more the landing migrates, the foot strike migrates back towards the heel and away from the front of the foot. And so the question is like, well, I mean, we know that happens, but why? And this is the interesting thing to me, because of that big padded heel, it actually is almost pushing your foot downward. You have to lift it up higher. And when you lift your foot, it's called, when you're raising your knee, it's called dorsiflexion. Dorsiflexion is just like angling your foot up. Everyone does it at a certain phase, you know, in your stride. The difference between somebody that's running barefoot and somebody that is running shod is the shod person stays in dorsiflexion longer. It never really fully comes out of it. The person in like minimalist footwear or that's running barefoot is actually going to flatten their foot down, and they're going to try and find the ground. So what this is going to kind of culminate in is much lower impact forces. Because if you think about it like this, it's maybe even like this. If you ever see somebody going off a jump on a snowboard or ski jumping or whatever it is, when they do that, they're trying to match their skis or their snowboard to the angle of the ramp. And essentially, if you're landing on the forefoot and the midfoot, you're barefoot or in minimalist footwear, you're more likely to try and match the angle and have a softer landing. And so it's like, that makes sense to me. But my question is, why doesn't the foot in a, you know, in conventional footwear come back out of that dorsiflexion, especially because it's like, it's all set up. It looks like it's just ready to drop onto the angle and you're going to land in the front of your foot. Well, the reason it doesn't, according to what I've read, is that the leg is preparing to land on something soft. It knows there's all that padding. And so if you were to run, say say like in a gym or on a trampoline or whatever, you would leave your forefoot and you would land more on the heel of your foot, you know? And so you're gonna move backwards and your leg is gonna be more tense because it knows that it has to deal with something soft. So I've mentioned this before, when a gymnast sticks a landing, if you'll notice, when they hit the mat, they keep pushing. And so a human, what we want to do is our feet, our body, our mind, all of it together, we're trying to find equilibrium. We want to find balance, and we can't do that until we've found something firm. Once the body finds something firm under them, then the brain says, okay, you can let up now, you can stop pushing in. So basically, when we run in big padded shoes, heavy heel, you know, thick cushioned heels, our brain goes, you know what, I'm preparing for this soft landing, so I'm gonna push down harder than I actually should. And so it's all kind of counterintuitive. We think we got more padding, this should make it easier. It actually makes it harder. So the body tenses up, the leg muscles tense up, they get straighter, and we don't really leave dorsiflexion as soon as we should, if at all. I know some people run well with, I saw some guy running today with traditional shoes, and he had great technique, and his heel was barely coming down. It was coming after the forefoot, and great stuff. But it's just harder because we're having to overcome natural instincts. And when we do that, okay, here's the kicker. On top of all of that, if you land on the heel, it basically gives you one big shock absorber, because now it's just your thigh, you know, your upper leg and your lower leg bending at the knee that can absorb the shock from running. When you incorporate the midfoot, and the forefoot, you're incorporating the arch as well, and the foot. So the forefoot has compressive capabilities through the arch, and also, you know, the toes and all of that. It can find the angle and it can absorb that initial impact. So your initial impact forces are reduced, and then you have your secondary impact when the heel comes down and the foot kind of, or the leg kind of straightens up. If you're using conventional footwear with a big heel, you're like cutting out half of your shock absorbers. Anyways, it's a big problem. That's why I run minimalist. That's why I'm running in sandals right now. That's why I love it, because impact forces are reduced and life's good. Anyways, it's beautiful out here. So normally at the bottom of this hill, there's a trail that goes up into the mountains. That's where I normally run. Up that way, just the beginnings of it. It's just gorgeous. Forests and meadows, and I love it. But today, checking out the cliffs and this old barn. My heart says mountains up that way, but we're gonna hit the farm. So we're just coming into the farm here, the farm area, and 1.97 miles. It was a good guess. I thought it'd be about 2 miles in. And I'm not sure about the like the build date on the Wilder Ranch, but probably like 120, 130 years old at least, maybe older. There's probably a plaque here somewhere. But there's like a blacksmith shop. They got all their equipment. My family has come out here many times, and we just bring the girls out and they you know, play in the lawn, and we have a great little picnic, things like that. You know, and there's guided tours and things like that, but we don't usually do that. We just come here and picnic and hike. So I'm going to show you like my kids' favorite, one of their two favorite things. There's these old aloe vera plants. They're giant, and there's like tunnels through them. My kids absolutely love this, as you can imagine. Let's see. And the other one that they love is this tree. This is a great climbing tree. I think my oldest daughter, who's not a kid anymore, but if she could have been any animal, it would have been like a panther or something, and she would just lay in a tree and nap there or hang out. Her absolute favorite thing to do. Okay, we're leaving the farmhouse area now, and we're gonna make our way over to the coastal trail. I think the coastal loop trail is about 1.5 to 2 miles, and it's gonna get a lot windier out there, but it is a beautiful place to visit, especially sunrise, sunset, gorgeous. We've taken a lot of pictures out here for Shamma over the years. It's always yielded some pretty good results, but let's see what we get today. So it just reminded me I have a lot of really good memories from running out here at Wilder Ranch when I first was getting into minimalist running and barefoot and all that. And I used to work on the west side of Santa Cruz, and I'd come out here, you know, after work or whatever, and run, and I was just trying to figure it out. I was not as good a runner as I am now and all that, but yeah, this is where a lot of it happened for me, right out here on the cliffs on this coastal trail. Anyways, good memories. Cool. One of the great views on this run. It's so nice to have some sunshine. I can't tell you. It has been so wet, rainy, dark for months. I was outside of a grocery store a few weeks ago, and I saw this guy. He did not seem like the sentimental type to me. And he was standing outside, and the sun had come through in like a circle for like, I don't know, a few minutes. He was just standing there like looking at it, drinking it in. His like hair was up and greasy, and you could just tell he was really pale. He had not seen the sun in so long, and that's kind of what it's been like. We're all just, you know, hungry for it. So it's nice to get a little bit, get some vitamin D. So good for your mood and, you know, for your skin, for your immune system, all that important stuff. There are little coves everywhere on this trail, on the cliffs. It is so cool. It's beautiful out here today. Plus you got all the grass. And flowers, and it's just wonderful. This is a lot of what it is to be a human, is to be outside and breathe the air and get off your social media, which I'm encouraging at the moment. I know that's like not the best thing, but man, look at this. Flowers and bushes. We got squirrels running around. We're seeing rabbits darting out of the bushes now and then. Just wonderful. Check this out. It almost looks like driftwood on the beach, but those are all seals. So cool. Every little turn on this trail like opens up a new view to the sea, crashing waves, sometimes wildlife like the seals. Just an epic day. So glad to be out here. So happy to be here. So there are actual working farms here at Wilder Ranch. And oops, I'm gonna go up off the path. There's pure water. There's even there's fields all up the coast from here going north. And so that's cool. These are productive lands. People are doing what we've always done, which is to farm and be outside in the elements and nature, and it's really good. It's good to be out here. You know, one of the things too, so we've been getting all these coastal views, but on the return trip I'm gonna get more views of the mountains, the rolling hills that would go up, you know, the mountain trails here at Wilder. They're just as stunning as the cliffs. So just any way you slice it, Wilder's pretty great. All right, now we're getting some mountain views to the left. Back at the ranger station, the you know, the parking lot here at Wilder Ranch. But we're gonna be cruising through here and heading back over to the west side. So we got about 2 miles, roughly, maybe a tiny bit more until we're back at the workshop. And you know, as somebody that runs a lot, that's a pretty cool thing when you can just step outside your door and hit the trail and show up. There's no drive, there's no extra commute time or anything like that. Boy, I gotta get up on the trails soon. They're looking good.
It's truly not a run with us unless Josh leaves me behind by like half a mile to take the bike through a bunch of mud or uphill, super steep.
Today wasn't so bad though, was it?
Wasn't terrible.
Wasn't terrible.
Just a little stretch.
Just a little stretch.
Just a lot of puddles like this up here.
You did good today though. All right, we only got 1 hill to go, or 2. 2 little hills, minor hills. Okay, so right now I'm actually running barefoot. Got my sandals in my hand. This is actually one of the great things about the sandals. You could do this at any point in the run. They're light, they're easy to carry. And the reason I'm doing this is for training. As much as I love the sandals, barefoot is the best. And I'm on this pathway of asphalt and it's super smooth. It's not really hurting my feet. I'm able to relax and sort of practice my barefooting. And one of the things about that is barefooting will teach you to run better in the sandals and even thick padded shoes. So I can't recommend enough, when it's possible, take your shoes off, take your sandals off, and just run barefoot for a little bit. You will find a softer, gentler stride and foot strike, and it's all good. So give it a shot. All right, so I ran maybe like 6/10 of a mile barefoot on that paved trail. It was great. I recommend it. That's one of the cool things about the sandals. Like if I was wearing socks, that'd be a big hassle. I just slip them off, slip them back on. Piece of cake, lightweight while I ran. But you know, put a half mile, a mile of barefoot into your training on a regular basis, and you will definitely improve. It helps shorten your stride. You find your foot strike will be moving towards the front of your foot more. It'll be good. So totally recommend it. Good luck with it. we are back at the workshop, and that was a great run. Boy, it was like brighter and sunnier out there, and just the trees, the mountains, the coastline, the little coves, the waves. It was such a great run. We really hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time on Run With Us. Happy trails.
Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel for more weekly content. And make sure to click the bell so that you'll be notified every time we post something new.